tension is steadily rising across Nigeria following the Senate's failure to pass the Electoral Reform Bill, with members of the Obedient movement and other pro-democracy groups insisting that comprehensive electoral reforms must be enacted without further delay. The situation has spilled beyond the chambers of the National Assembly as Nigerians take to the streets in protest, demanding accountability and credible electoral laws. The Electoral Reform Bill, widely seen as critical to improving the integrity of Nigeria's elections, contains provisions aimed at strengthening electronic transmission of results, tightening rules around party primaries, enforcing internal party democracy, and imposing stiffer penalties for electoral offenses. Its non-passage has triggered anger among citizens who believe the reforms are necessary to restore faith in the electoral process. Supporters of former Anambra State Governor and Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, popularly known as Obidients, have been particularly vocal. Across major cities including Abuja, Lagos, Onitsha, Port Harcourt, and Asaba, protesters carrying placards with messages such as "Our votes must count," "Pass the Electoral Reform Bill now," and "Democracy without reform is a scam," have staged peaceful demonstrations. The Obedient movement argues that the Senate's delay reflects a broader reluctance by the political elite to allow transparent and people-driven elections. In statements released by movement coordinators, they warned that ignoring electoral reform could further alienate young Nigerians and deepen political apathy. Peter Obi, reacting to the growing protests, reiterated his call for the Senate to do what he described as the right and moral thing. He stressed that electoral reform is not a personal or partisan demand, but a national necessity. A country that refuses to fix its electoral system is deliberately weakening its democracy, Obi said. Nigerians are protesting because they are tired of promises without action. The Senate must listen to the people and act in the interest of the nation. Within the Senate, the failure to pass the bill has exposed divisions among lawmakers. While some senators cite constitutional and legal concerns as reasons for the delay, others have openly acknowledged that electoral reforms are overdue. Senators such as Ali Nunde, Abdul Ningi, and Orji Uzor Kalu have, at various times, spoken on the need to strengthen the electoral framework, even as consensus remains elusive. Pro-reform lawmakers argue that Nigeria cannot continue to conduct elections under laws that no longer reflect modern democratic realities. They warn that postponing reforms increases the risk of disputed elections, voter suppression, and post-election unrest. Meanwhile, civil society organizations and election monitoring groups have thrown their weight behind the protesters. They accuse the Senate of ignoring lessons from past elections and failing to respond to widespread public demand for transparency. According to them, the ongoing protests are a clear sign that Nigerians are no longer willing to remain silent. Security agencies have been deployed to monitor protest sites, but protesters insist their actions will remain peaceful. Organizers say the protests will continue until the Senate revisits the bill and commits to passing meaningful electoral reforms. Political analysts note that the growing pressure from Obedients and other civic groups could force legislative action if sustained. They caution, however, that failure to respond may further erode trust in democratic institutions. As tension looms, one message from the streets is clear: Nigerians want electoral reform, and they want it now. Whether the Senate responds to this mounting pressure may define its legacy and shape the future of Nigeria's democracy.